Hi, my name is Cindy and this is Fit and Thriving with Cindy, and this is number 2 in my Yoga for Flexibility series. And today we're going to stay seated again. I recommend a blanket or a towel, and you would just sit your bum on this if you needed just a little lift to take a little pressure out of your hips or knees. I do have a bolster here if you need a little bit higher lift and you have a bolster. That's really nice, not necessary. Blocks work the same. So, and these are fairly inexpensive, although they have plenty of expensive varieties out there. A strap is really nice to have. If you don't have any of this, a bigger towel and a smaller towel, hand towel, would work for a strap. All right, we're going to start in the seated position. We're going to start with our breath. We always want to come to the mat and shift from this crazy external world that drives us to this personal time where we focus inward. So just take a moment to breathe. Big inhale through your nose. Exhale like you're blowing out candles. Inhale through your nose. Exhale like you're blowing out a candle. One more. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. And then just normal breathing. As much as possible, you want your breathing to come in through your nose and out through your nose. If you got allergies, this is going to be a little bit of a challenge. You're going to do the best you can, but you want to avoid purposely mouth breathing. Mouth breathing is saved for cardio, not day-to-day activities. In fact, it's considered a shallow breath during the day when you're not in a cardio state, and it's actually an unhealthy breath. Breathing through your nose is more likely to decrease your blood pressure, helps slow the heart rate a bit, it calms the mind. It's your tool for the meditative part of yoga. So, keeping that breath going, bring your hands down by your sides. On your inhale, take your arms up. On your exhale, cactus them. That means you bend them, pull them back, pull the belly in. On your inhale, you're going to take your arms back up. On your exhale, take them down behind you all the way. If you can clasp the hands, do so. If not, just grab your opposite wrist. Open your chest, press the knuckles down. If you have the ability to lift without leaning, do so. And release, shake them out. Again, inhale your arms up. Exhale, cactus, pull them back. Pull in the core so you're not arching your back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, take it all the way down. Clasp the hands behind your back. Open your chest, press the knuckles down and then up. Try not to lean. Try not to lean. What's there is there in the shoulder. Leaning's just leaning. And then gently release. Shake it out. We got one more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take the hands down behind your back. Open your chest, press the knuckles down. Lift them if you have the space. If you have your opposite wrist, just press them down and pull the chest open. You'll get what you need. And release and shake. Now the first thing we're going to do is go into a wide stance, our wide seated stance. So we're going to bring the leg out. I'm going to move a couple things so you can see all of me. All right, so when you sit in this wide stance, you want to specifically make sure that the outsides of your hips aren't firing, right? So if the muscles are starting to get a little crampy, they're firing. You're too wide. We're not trying to prove anything here. We do want the toes to go up, not out, and definitely not in. I can't do in, but some people can. So we're looking for that upright position. I talked about it yesterday with that pelvic girdle. We want that pelvis to be neutral. If you're really tight in the hips, you're going to be tipped back. It's okay. That's why you're here. Put your hands right behind you to press yourself into that lifted position. All right, so you keep holding that position. I'm going to go sideways. So if you're in this rounded place, you need to put your hands back to get into this lifted space. With this lifted space, you're going to feel the stretch. If you have that already, you're going to try to bring it forward as a unit. You want your back straight. If you start to hump your back, you've gone into that cat position or that rounded spine, and this isn't the time, right? It's not like it's wrong. It's how you're going to look at things going forward without straining the neck. But it's not what we're looking for here. We're looking for good alignment through the spine. So wherever you are, you're holding. We're just holding. And I know a lot of people struggle with this long holds in stretching, but that's how you lengthen the muscle, right? So if you're just in it to win it and then get out, you're not going to gain length in the muscle. We have to be here, physically be here. This is when you focus on your breath. And guess what? If you had a resolution this year to meditate more, you're meditating. So focus on your breath. Big inhale in, rib cage is moving, chest is moving. Exhale, you feel it come back into place. Now, one thing I like to do is a breathing wave with my stretches, and you can do this on every stretch I give you from the beginning to the end. Your inhale is an effort to take you longer, to realign, to decompress, and your exhale is to take you deeper, right? It's subtle. You feel it. It may not be completely visible to anyone who's looking. I'll often exaggerate it as an instructor so you know what I'm talking about. You inhale, lengthen. You exhale, deepen, right? That's a little aggressive. You don't have to go that far. I'm just doing it so you see what I'm saying. Because if I just did, you barely saw anything. But that might be all I need, or might be all you need. All right, we're gonna gently come up. Once you're up, I want you to bring your left leg in. You're gonna fold it in out of the way. And this is when sitting on the blanket or towel is a little more comfortable than flat, if that's the case. Now, we're gonna do a side stretch. I'm gonna do my peace sign hand on my big toe because I can reach my toe and keep a lifted spine. It's not normal. It took a long time for me to get here, and of course, really flexible people can do it. But, you know, for normal humans, we need a strap. I will say if you're gonna put a strap on your foot, you're putting it on the bony structure. Do not put it on the tender fascia of your arch unless you're in a shoe. Right, so if you're on a shoe, don't worry about it. You kind of want it in the arch so it doesn't slip off. Hold on, so choke up as far as you can go, right? If this is as far as you can go, so be it. I'm still gonna go into my toe hold. You hold onto your strap with your right hand on your right foot. If you got a toe hold, you're there. Everyone's gonna inhale, lengthen their spine. They're gonna create a line. Straight from wrist, shoulder, shoulder, wrist. Then we're gonna pull in until you go as far as you can. That's done. Now you reach the left arm up and over. Now you are in your stretch. Pulling isn't all you do. Reaching's the other part. One more breath here. And then gently come up. Bring your hand down, counter stretch. All right, again, if you're using straps, reset. If you got a toe hold, reset. We inhale, lengthen, create our line, exhale, pull. Then we reach the top arm over. We're looking for length on the left side. You cannot just pull. You have to reach. And then also watch rounding into the torso. Stay in that lateral fold. If you're really flexible, if I got any really flexible folks, you can always rest your hand on the floor. If you want to bring your hand to the other thigh, you can. If you're straining, it's not what we're looking for here. Lift up, counter stretch. Last one. So toe hold or strap, whatever you got. Inhale, lengthen, and reach. Exhale, fold. Reach that top arm over. You're not really pulling so much on this side. You just kind of got yourself in that position. We inhale, lift. We exhale, counter stretch. Inhale, reach, and exhale, center. Switch sides. Your left leg goes long. Our right leg bends in. Sitting up nice and tall. You're deciding, is this the knee that doesn't work and you need your towel or not? Don't judge. Each side of your body has a slightly different history. Toe hold or strap. Line it up on the bony structure. Get your arms in your length. Inhale, lift. Exhale, gently pull, and then reach the right arm over. You're going to get that stretch with your reach, not your pull. So don't keep pulling. Once you're over, you're over. We're sort of a limited space to fold. Come on up. We counter stretch. Number 2, toe hold, strap. Set yourself up. Inhale, lengthen, reach. Get that line from shoulders, wrists, and then exhale, fold. if you're slower than me or faster than me, do it, right? It's all about form. I need you to have the good form. So if you can get there faster than me, do it. If I'm going too fast for you, don't worry. You're still going to get it. Inhale, lift. Exhale, counter. It's our last one. I always find it kind of interesting. Everyone thinks that yoga needs to be synchronized, like a dance class. Exhale, fold. You get yourself set up for your stretch. I want the alignment over all of us looking alike, right? And we're not going to. And again, if you're really flexible and you get that top hand over to the toe, you're welcome to reach for your opposite thigh. I would just imagine I don't have advanced flexibility here because this is truly for your beginner and your intermediate. Come on up, counter stretch, and gently release. All right, we are going to go into a Baddha Konasana. We did this with the first class. Bottom of the feet together. We're going to hold onto the toes. Now the idea is that you pull your feet in as close to the body as you can and maintain your upright position, right? If you're starting to cave, bring them further out. If this is what works for you, this is what works for you. If you need to hold on to your legs, not your toes, as long as you have a lifted spine. Your inhale takes you long, your exhale takes you forward. Once you come forward, you're thinking of torso to the feet, not face. Your face is the last thing to come down. Are you kind of looking down? Yeah, but I don't want you staring down at your foot. Now we're going to gently come up. I want you to flap your wings. If this bothers your knees or anything or your hips, we're not doing it, but for most of us feels pretty good. Now with your own might of your legs, I want you to press your legs down. So my own muscles pressing the legs down. I'm holding on to my feet. I'm not pulling away. I'm just holding on as I press into the earth. Yielding isometric contraction is what we're doing right now. It is going to actually help with flexibility, and you're going to have to Google why. I'm not going to explain that right now, but it is what makes yoga such a major tool in athletic conditioning. Inhale, release, lift. Exhale, take it into that deeper fold. So we should have got it a little further, right? You're gonna win. You're gonna go from like 0 to 100, but you should see a little increase in flexibility and lengthen that muscle. So imagine what happens when you do it once. Then you do it twice, and then you do it over and over again over the course of a couple months. You'll see a big difference. And gently lift, flap your wings. With your own might, press the legs down. Remember, you're not pulling on your toes, so don't pull back. Just stay lifted. You're just holding on so that the pressure down doesn't push you back. And relax. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, pull your belly towards your feet. And then gently come up. Bring the legs wide. One more time. Inhale, lift. Pelvis. Is it flat? If it's flat, or neutral rather, if it's neutral, then you're good. If not, you need to get it there. You're pushing your belly forward, pulling the belly in for support so you don't try to overarch the back. And then if you have that there, you're going to try to bring that forward. A lot of people love to round because when you use your back to get that extra length, it gives you a false sense of flexibility, and you do not want to be doing that. You are looking for truly gaining flexibility, not looking flexible. And that's a little beating to the ego, right? Because you know, barely coming down. It could be argued that my flexibility is bad, but this is much better than it used to be because, well, I'm not a natural. Learned in trial and error and constant stretching got me here. So, because I come from that very, very tight group of heavy weightlifters. All right, gently come up. We're going to cross our legs, as comfortable as that is for you. And once you're there, we're going to put our hands on our knees and we're going to do our little circles. We did this in that first section. You pretty much can do this anytime you feel like you're getting tense. If you've been sitting on the floor for a long time, that can cause a little tension. And then I want you to do the same thing in the other direction. Basically, it just feels good. I don't know that there's any situation that wouldn't warrant a good rotation. All right, we're gonna find that stop point and hang out here. And thank you for joining me for yet another